It was a moonless night when Sarah's car sputtered to a halt on a desolate backwoods road. The engine coughed one last time before falling silent, leaving her in an eerie, oppressive silence. She glanced at her phone. No signal. The nearest town was miles away, and she hadn't seen another car for hours. Sarah stepped out of the car, the crunch of gravel under her feet, the only sound in the stillness. The trees loomed tall and dark on either side of the road, their branches twisting like skeletal fingers. She popped the hood and peered into the engine, but it was no use. She had no idea what she was looking at. A rustling noise came from the woods, and Sarah's heart skipped a beat. She turned, straining her eyes to see through the darkness. "Hello?" she called out, her voice trembling. There was no response, just the whisper of the wind through the trees. She decided to walk, hoping to find a house or a passing car. As she trudged down the road, the feeling of being watched grew stronger. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of leaves made her jump. She quickened her pace, her breath coming in short, panicked gasps. Suddenly, she saw a light in the distance. Relief washed over her as she hurried towards it. The light grew brighter, revealing an old, dilapidated house at the end of a narrow path. She hesitated for a moment, but the thought of spending the night in her car was even more terrifying. Sarah knocked on the door, and it creaked open on its own. "Hello?" she called again, stepping inside. The air was thick with dust, and the floorboards groaned under her weight. She found a lantern on a table and lit it, casting flickering shadows on the walls. As she explored the house, she found old photographs of a family, their faces stern and unsmiling. The more she looked, the more she felt something was terribly wrong. The eyes in the photos seemed to follow her, and she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. In one of the rooms, she found a diary. The last entry was dated decades ago and spoke of strange occurrences, whispers in the night, shadows moving on their own, and a presence that grew stronger with each passing day. The final words sent a chill down her spine. "We are not alone." A sudden noise from upstairs made her drop the diary. She grabbed the lantern and slowly climbed the stairs, each step creaking ominously. At the top, she found a door slightly ajar. She pushed it open and gasped. The room was filled with old, dusty furniture, but what caught her eye was the figure standing in the corner. It was a man, his face pale and eyes hollow. He stared at her with an intensity that made her blood run cold. "Who are you?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. The man didn't respond. Instead, he took a step towards her, and she saw that his feet didn't touch the ground. Sarah backed away, her heart pounding in her chest. She turned and fled down the stairs, the lantern swinging wildly in her hand. She burst out of the house and ran back to her car, not daring to look back. She jumped into the driver's seat and tried the ignition again. Miraculously, the engine roared to life. She sped down the road, not stopping until she reached the safety of the nearest town. To this day, Sarah never drives down lonely backwoods roads, and she never speaks of the night she encountered the ghostly figure in the old house. But sometimes, in the dead of night, she can still feel those hollow eyes watching her,